for 6 years straight. He really worked hard on those daily steps. That's why micro steps, micro shifts are more important than those breakthroughs. And I'll just give my own example. I mean, this could be for anything: starting a business, fitness world, starting an entrepreneurship, or a creative journey like YouTubing or podcasting. If I take my own example, I want to start this podcast so that I can talk to like-minded people. But do I just wait until magically a speaker guest comes on my show? No. I find topics to talk about that are tangential to the world that I want to be in, right? So I decide for myself, okay, this week I'm going to spend X amount of hours trying to reach out to 50 people. Probably 1% of those people will respond back to me. Now I have 1, 2, 3 guests that are willing to come to a brand new show. Let's say I have 3 guests now. If I want to increase that number, I need to spend more hours towards reaching out more people. All right, I have the guest. What's next now? I need to prepare for an interview. I need to see what I'm going to ask this guest who is willing to come on my show. Okay, everything's ready. What platform do I use to record this? Okay, I'm going to choose this platform. Okay, I need to make sure that my environment is fine. I need to make sure that my audio and video is properly recorded. Let's say everything is recorded. Now it's time to edit it. Wait, do I edit it myself or do I outsource it? Okay, it's edited now. How do I publish it to the world? I know how to do it on YouTube because I've done that in the past. But how do I make sure that it reaches all the podcasting platforms out there? So that's what a real micro step looks like on a daily basis for a small item, which is podcasting. It's boring, but it's necessary. And you didn't even see any of the problems that goes behind the scene. I just laid out the steps that anybody does if they want to run a podcast, right? But you didn't see that I'm only allowed to message people Instagram once with a limited number of characters until they respond back. So now I'm going to sit in their message request box on Instagram. Okay, maybe I should be emailing them. Find some way I figure out what their email address is. I'll email them, but then how do I make sure that it doesn't sit in their junk email and then they never get to see my email? So I look at their Instagram posts and I look at their YouTube videos and I comment them on those posts and tell them to go read my email or read my message. That's how I try to reach those people. You didn't see the amount of times I have recorded this and I have had issues recording my audio or the video, or there is an out of sync issue throughout this process. Let's say even I find guests. Let's say I found 3 guests. Now nobody's responding to my messages anymore. So how do I fill time and release more podcast episodes? I do an episode like this one where it's just me talking. That's what you're seeing right now. You see, there are so many small moving pieces in such a tiny little podcasting thing. Imagine something much more bigger and complex. But instead of being overwhelmed, that's my point here. Instead of being overwhelmed, how about we dissect the major project into small micro steps? And guess what? You will not even know what these micro steps are until you do it once, 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, maybe 100 times. Until then, you won't even know what those lessons are. And you need the reps to learn all of this. That's all it takes. More and more and more reps towards this. And when you do that enough time, you find that overnight success. You find that breakthrough that we see on Instagram and movies. That's what it's about. Don't wait for those breakthroughs. Instead, find the major target and divide the entire project into smaller steps. That's the point here. Slowing down really puts things into perspective, into a new perspective, and bring it up into the forefront of your mind. This way, at least, they are not abstract anymore. Your goals are not abstract anymore. And now it's your job to put actionable items daily associated with this goal.